I hear two poor people are going to be getting married now. Are you for real? I thought you would have at least left your company to prepare for everything, yet you seem to be going into the office every day. Do you think that's the right thing a woman like you should be doing? Because last I checked, any self-respecting woman would be leaving her job to get ready to have some kids for her husband. Elora, what do you want out of me this time? I promise that whatever you have to say about me won't make me upset. And as for the wedding, we've already sent out all of the invitations for it. You and my brother should be getting yours in the next couple of days. What? You guys sent out invitations? But didn't that cost you guys a bit of money in order to do? When it comes to two moneyless losers like you guys, why didn't you just send out digital invitations to everyone? No, you've just gone and wasted money that could have gone towards your dinner or something tomorrow. Guess you'll be starving instead now. Well, I know that a lot of people are going with that style of sending out invitations these days, but we both thought we wanted to send out physical cards for everyone, so that's what we went with. By the way, this is just something I have on my mind, but the way you're talking about another couple and their wedding plans, I just don't think it's a very good thing to be doing, so could you please stop talking to us like that? Huh? Who do you think you're speaking to right now talking like that? I am your older brother's wife, okay? Do you think he'd like it if he knew you were talking to me in such a rude way? I know that, hence why I told you such a thing in a straightforward manner. When it comes to our wedding, we are going to have plenty of guests there that are very important to us. So we would like it that you also came, but only if you're going to keep your mouth shut and not say anything ridiculous to us or our guests the day of. Huh? What are you blabbering about? Who do you think you are talking to me like that? Do you think because you spend a lot of your time working a company job that you just magically know everything about how the world works? You are being really mouthy right now for someone who doesn't even have enough money right now to support herself. I'm not sure that's the case for me. I work all the time because I enjoy working. I was never made for getting married and then spending the rest of my life in a house doing all the chores. And as for the work I'm doing right now, I love it. That's why I've been wanting to continue working for this company all my life. Didn't you say you met your fiancé at work? In other words, that means you weren't able to make enough money there, and so you had to get someone who would want to marry you in order to make a bit more. And then you just use your love for work as an excuse for having to be there all the time, right? I feel so sorry for the both of you, honestly. I'm telling you, that's not the case for my fiancé and I. But look, it happens all the time. Companies that have their employees getting married to one another left and right. And when it comes to the wife becoming pregnant, only she can take time off because if they both do, they won't have the money to support themselves. So the man has to keep on working and miss out on his family. That's what the two of you are becoming, right? I'm sure there are plenty of people that do that in all kinds of different companies. But you assuming we're not in the same situation is not a good look for you, Elora. And when comparing all of that to my husband, he just recently started his own business. Right now, he's putting all of his heart into his work for me. Which means from here on out, my life is only going to become more and more easy for me. My life with your brother is completely different from the sorry excuse for a life you have. Ah, I heard about that. Congratulations on having your husband start up a business. I'm sure that from now on, his work will require a lot more of his time, but as long as the both of you are working together, I'm sure things will be fine. Unlike the both of you, my husband happens to be a really special man. Right after getting married, he turned things around to make sure that he could care for me without me having to do anything on my own. I'm sorry that he's so different from your husband, Alicia. If you enjoy having your husband do all the work for you, then please continue to enjoy that certain lifestyle. I really don't like living like that, and that's why I'm continuing to work after getting married. Really, there is no way I can hold a conversation with someone as dull as you. But hey, in my case, I'm choosing to live life by choosing the kind of people I want to be around. And recently, I've been wanting to live life as the wife of a strong and amazing business owner doing everything I've ever wanted here at his home. Which means that I would love to cut ties to two moneyless, hardworking, unproductive lowlifes like you guys. so I'm tossing you both out.
Is that right? I see you're really in love with the idea of productivity then. But was what you just sent me very productive? All I seem to hear from you right now is a lot of hate.
What? If that's all you seem to be hearing from me, then that's most definitely a you problem. All I've been saying are facts about you guys. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting ties to you all now, so you can just forget about what I've said and stop thinking about me ever texting you like this again.
Is that what you'd like me to think? All right then. If that's what you want for us, then I'll do the same as you. Now, I'm sorry to have to cut things here, but I am a very busy person and have a lot to attend to now.
So, this is what they mean by the poor never having any time to be free. Go ahead and continue working your butt off so that you have enough money to feed yourself this month.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Today we're canceling. I can see that I received quite a lot of phone calls from you this morning. Did you guys really think that we'd be coming out to your wedding today? I told you a while back that I'd be cutting ties to you guys, right?
What? So then that meant that you wouldn't be coming out to our wedding today either?
Of course that's what that meant. Now, come on, get a grip on the positions that you're both in. Did you actually think that by inviting my husband and I that we'd really come out to see you today?
I did assume that, in some part, you both would want to come out to this wedding today for us. Was I wrong to assume that of you and my brother?
Don't think of us the same way you think of your poor and pathetic selves, okay? You both are willing to just come right out with the fact that you're poor and that you live in poverty, right? It would have been a waste of our money if we'd spent it on gifts for you both, considering today we're not coming to the wedding for some poor losers. We'll be taking this money and putting it towards a trip out to the beach somewhere.
Oh, is that what you'll be doing? Well, if that's what you both want to do, go right ahead. But you'll both be letting a massive chance slip through your fingers. Think of this as you missing the chance to gain some great investors towards my brother's business.
Huh? What's that? Are you going to cry over us not coming out to see you? At your age, crying over something like this is so embarrassing, right? I'd give up on crying over us right now.
Just don't say that I never told you this then. Now, don't come here today.
I told you we're not going already. I hope you both get embarrassed by having 2 of the seats there left empty by us.
If that's what you'd like for us, then consider this wedding to be the true start of us no longer having ties to one another. And with that, goodbye forever.
Hey, what the hell is this? Your guys' wedding? I just heard that there are all these really famous people gathered at your wedding right now. What the hell is all that about?
Oh, so you were told. Well, what you heard is true. While moving up in the world, my husband became more and more well known by those that have been around him. He created a lot of connections, and those people themselves have a lot of connections. Comparatively, he's a very well-known man, my husband. And after telling all his guests to bring along guests of their own, we now have plenty of people here all enjoying our wedding.
Huh? How could he be so well known by all of those people, though? All he is just your basic office worker, right? Who the hell is he besides that?
He's more than just an office worker. He's a diplomat. And I've been his secretary this whole entire time.
Huh? Your husband, he's a diplomat? And then you're his secretary?
Yes, just like I said. And I was thinking that today I could help my older brother gain a lot of new connections for his brand new business. And that is partially why I allowed my husband to have so many guests here today. But since you guys went ahead and said you were cutting ties to my husband and I, you really wasted such a beautiful chance to make it big.
I have no idea what's going on here. If that was going to be a thing, you should have said that first.
But this was a test. I wanted to see if you were really as bad a person as you made yourself out to be with me. And after seeing how you'd behaved this morning, I learned that you're not worth my help after all. I at least thought that today you would want to play nice, considering this is one of your family members' weddings, and that's why I invited you both today and was really hoping to see you here. I even made sure to tell some of the guests about the both of you, and that you guys would make really good friends for them. Yet, after all the things I had set up for you and my brother, you decided to erase them all with one swift press of your send button.
That's because I didn't think that something like this would ever be happening, though. So please, we'll be getting to the wedding venue really soon here. You can relax now and know that both my husband and I will be there. From here on out, we'll both make sure to meet all the guests you have ready for us.
Wait, who the hell do you think you are? I thought you just cut ties to me an hour ago. I don't want some strangers coming to my wedding now, so please stay away from this venue for me. I don't plan to let either one of you into this place now, after all the things you'd said about me before.
Don't say things like that, Alicia. You're both very open-minded and kind people, right? You both even went through the trouble of setting things up to help your brother and I, right? I won't let a chance like that which you've made for us go to waste.
Oh, you don't have to worry about such a chance being wasted. My younger brother also happens to have a business that he's been running. And so far, he seems to be kicking things off with all of those guests who are looking to invest in him now. You and my older brother are just complete strangers to everyone there. You can roll up on the wedding if you want to, but I've made sure to let security know you're on your way and they are waiting out front to turn you both away.
Don't say things like that, please. Please, Alicia, let us into your wedding. We can't afford to let such a good chance as that go to waste.
Oh, it's not going to waste, though. My younger brother is making great use of it right now. So please go away. I don't ever want to see either one of you again. Now, I have a wedding to get back to enjoying, so goodbye forever.
Alicia, thank you so much for what you did for me at your wedding a couple of days ago. Because of you, my business and I have really been saved. I never thought that I'd ever have the chance to talk to such amazing people as them.
And thank you for coming out to our wedding, Rod. I'm so happy to hear that they'll all be able to help you out. I always knew you needed some extra funding for your new business, and hopefully now you'll be in the clear for a long time to come.
Thank you, Alicia. As for that financing, are you really okay with something like that? When you surprised me with something as insane as that, I just couldn't hold back all of my emotion.
Of course I was serious about that. And I was really hoping to get you all worked up with that surprise. You came all the way out for our wedding, so it was the least I could do to make you feel welcomed. Now, from here on out, I want you to do even more than your best.
All right. Alicia, once again, thank you so much. But when it comes to what happened with Jake, kinda sucks, doesn't it? That guy has always had this massive ego for as long as I can remember. But making a wife out of someone just as bad, if not worse than that, has only turned him into more of a selfish prick. The fact that he wouldn't even come to your own wedding.
You don't have to talk about that anymore, Rod. I have worked pretty hard already trying to get Jake to come out and be around us. But with the way he is, nothing is ever going to change. And when it comes to his wife, she would always go on and on saying these horrible things about me. And even started to call me poor because I wasn't leaving my job when getting married to my husband. I was really hoping that with the wedding I could surprise the both of them as well by showing them who we are. But then his wife started to say they wouldn't come. I chose to go the route of making them both regret being such jerks to me.
And that seemed to work out perfectly for you. The both of them ended up getting arrested right in front of the wedding venue then, right? They were both causing a lot of trouble out front when security wouldn't let them in, and then the police were called to handle them, right?
That's what seems to have happened. I told them both not to come. Well, one could say this has completely sealed the deal of us no longer having ties to one another anymore, right? And in my case, this was kind of the end result I'd been wanting. Those two really are pains in the ass, and I just wanted them gone.
Well, you have that right for sure now.
Although I did get some texts from Jake after the both of them had been taken away in the back of that squad car. He told me that this was all his wife's doing and that he shouldn't be blamed for what happened. But he did choose not to come out to the wedding, so he's just as much to blame as she is.
What? Really? So he was going to try using her as a scapegoat or something to make himself look good?
Who knows what he was trying to do there? I'm sure that was just another part of their plan to try and get back on my good side or something. I haven't even heard anything from his wife, though, since then. So perhaps Jake was telling her to keep quiet while he tried something.
I want to know what kind of fights those two are getting into now over all of this. I bet those two are probably trying to place the blame on each other so that they both don't look like complete lunatics.
That would be kind of hilarious to watch, wouldn't it? Well, if I hear anything else from those two, I'll let you know about it. You trying to push me off that bridge while I was on my walk and then falling over that rail yourself? What was all of that about? I get that you were trying to attack me and get me killed by having me fall 30 feet to the ground, but, well, you just ended up sending yourself over the edge and got yourself really hurt, right? Why were you able to dodge me like that then? Because of that, I fell all the way down onto the expressway and almost got run over. And now I have 3 fractured ribs, a punctured lung, and a broken leg and a broken wrist. Getting upset at me over that is just a waste of the energy your body needs right now. I was wondering why recently there were so many people trying to push me downstairs or trip me to the ground. I should have known it would be you trying to do all of that to me. Did you know that I learned things like self-defense back in the day? With how slow you were attacking me on the bridge, it wasn't hard for me to turn you around and send you over. What you did to me is a crime! You sent me over the side of that walkway bridge and onto an active expressway! What are you going on about? Did you hit your head pretty badly as well in that fall? Because it makes no sense why you're calling me a criminal when what you were trying to do to me was a crime. Thankfully, there were plenty of eyewitnesses who saw what you were trying to do to me. So when this case goes to court, good luck trying to claim I was the one that was attacking you. What did you just say? I'm your older sister-in-law. I am your older brother's wife. If you're going to have the law get between us on this, you're the worst sister ever. You shouldn't even be able to joke about something like that. You're joking, right? I'm your sister-in-law, yet you came at me and tried to push me over that bridge, right? I want you to answer me with the truth here. What were you trying to do to me? Did you think that by sending me off that bridge to what could have been my death would have helped your situation any? This is all your fault. Huh? What is all my fault, Elora? Because you never let your brother and I into that wedding of yours a while back. Your brother went and threw me away. He decided that the two of us can no longer be a couple anymore. He told me that because of all that crap I've been saying about you, it led to something like that, and now he's pushing all of the blame onto me. He said that he wants to get a divorce now. Really? So that's how things have gone since then. I knew something like this would play out between you two lovebirds. My younger brother and I were both talking about how things would go between two people that can't take responsibility for anything in life. And I guess this is how. Don't say such horrific things! I've had to go through hell because of you. After telling your brother that you had set up some people that wanted to invest in his business at your wedding, but then told us to stay out, this all started to happen to me. What? Is that right? Well, it is the truth that you both were the ones that caused all of this. I grew very tired of the way you guys always treated me. And when it came to how you guys canceled on my wedding, you did it 5 minutes before my wedding started, right? I found it very hard to believe that anyone would ever want to invite crazy people like yourselves to their events. But then I remembered that I did invite you both to my wedding, and that might have been my greatest mistake. Thankfully, though, you both decided to skip out on coming and saved me a lot of headaches, right? I know that it was our choice, but later you didn't let either one of us in and had the police called on us. We had to watch as all those people that would have helped my husband's business never came to us, and our chances of getting any investors disappear. And now your older brother, who knew all about this, is pissed off at me. Wait, hold on just a second. I thought that you guys never knew about what was going to happen that day. Well, if my brother knew what was going to happen at my wedding, why did he skip out on it? I never meant to do anything that would hurt the both of you, all right? I know, but I thought you both were complete wastes of my time since you both should have been lowlifes. So I just assumed that us not showing up on the day of your wedding would mean we wouldn't be missing out on anything. Had I known you and your husband were such amazing people, I would have actually tried to be nice to you guys.
and then none of this would have ever had to happen.
You were the one that just wanted to assume we were both poor. Was that your reasoning for always talking poorly about me no matter what I said to you? Now you're just making it seem like you were wanting to be this big bad bully to me.
Shut your mouth! If you don't like me bullying you, then you go and finance your brother's company. If you don't do that for him right now, then I'm going to call you a terrible woman who only wants one thing in this world, and that's ruining her older brother's marriage.
I don't mind being called that, actually. You both happen to have the worst behaviors ever as a couple, and if I have to be the one to break up all of that horror, then I will. But it seems you went and did that for yourselves already by going around acting like two useless pricks. So let's call what's happening to you now exactly what you both deserve.
Excuse me? Are you saying that you're fine with your older brother and his wife getting a divorce then?
I'm not saying that I'm fine with it. Rather that your guys' marriage has nothing to do with my life. I mean, you're both just complete strangers to me anyway, right? And when it comes to complete strangers that are both massive dicks, I don't care what happens to them. Ah, and by the way, when it comes to my little brother's business, were you both aware that my husband has been helping invest in his company?
We know! And when we first heard that was happening, we were in complete shock. How dare you guys invest in him and his company, but not ours? That's discrimination.
No, it's not. It's just my husband and I not wanting to help unappreciative dickheads like the both of you. My little brother has always been very close to my husband and I, and is a very awesome man when it comes to his work ethic. And unlike the both of you, he doesn't talk down to anyone and never judges without getting to know someone first. So we thought he'd be the perfect person to help out. That's why my husband went ahead and started to help finance his company.
That's mean! I'm sure that he always knew about the kind of people you've been. And that's why he was sucking up to both your husband and you.
We never told him anything about the work we've been doing. Yet he's always been kind to us, never knowing what we've been up to. So that money that would have been going to your husband's business has now gone into my little brother's, and everyone, excluding the both of you, are happy about that.
There's no way! If that's what you're going to do to us, then I'm going to destroy his company.
Ah, I knew it. You've been the one sending all those fake emails to my little brother's company.
And so what? You all have been teaming up and leaving both my husband and I out of your discussions and funding. You all are the worst people I've ever been around.
Oh, geez. You really can't be talked with then. I'm done here. I'm going to tell the police about what you tried to do. And from now on, if you want to talk with me anymore, you'll have to go through my lawyer. When it comes to trying to talk with you one-on-one, it is completely unproductive.
Huh? Are you really going to bring up what happened with the police? Hold your horses right there. I will not allow you to do that.
I never asked for your permission. How much longer are you going to act like you're the center of everything? I hope that your eyes become opened soon so that you have a better understanding of the position you're standing in. If not, I'm going to make sure that a brainless asshole like you goes to hell so that you can learn things all over again from step one. Elora tried making her way out to our house in her wheelchair, but after a couple of nurses found her in our front yard trying to climb up our steps, they grabbed her and took her back to the hospital. From then on, the hospital made sure to restrain her to her hospital bed and lock her door when they weren't around so that she had no way of leaving the hospital to find me. There, she would have to continue recovering while my lawyer got in touch with her about the upcoming court case. And when that court case did come around, she was found guilty of attempted murder and would not be able to receive any kind of money from me for her self-inflicted wounds. She would be left owing the hospital close to $40,000 for all of her time she had to spend there, and would need to go back to work in order to pay all of that off. Elora also ended up getting divorced by my brother, who was extremely upset with her, and after that she finally shut up and let everything come down around her. And I say that to say, sucks to suck, doesn't it, Elora? I'm not really sure what's going to happen with her next, but she'd better get her life in check soon, or else she really will be rotting in hell. As for my older brother, a few months after the divorce, his company went under and he was left with nothing to show for it besides outstanding debt that he would be charged for by the bank. He hasn't talked to me since the day of his divorce, so I'm not sure what he's going to do now that he's lost the one thing he could always brag about. But I'm going to assume step 1 will be finding a simple job so he can start making some money again. I know this isn't something people would normally say, but I find myself very lucky having been able to break apart such a toxic marriage with the help of my husband. I just hope that following all of this, both my older brother and Elora figure out that not everything revolves around them, and that they need to have a heart if they want to be respected by anyone. I hear that your fiancé wants to get married to me now? Sorry that you had to get caught up between all of our love. But now you can see that you have no place by his side anymore and that it is reserved only for me, right? You really are the worst. This is all it's just unbelievable. Tomorrow we had plans to have our wedding with all our family and friends invited to it. Why would you do something like this? Don't you feel sorry for me, your longtime friend? No, I don't. And I was only able to do this because Alan no longer wants to get married to you anymore. I heard that he really thought of you as a good girlfriend this whole time and all, but wanted someone else to be his wife. Something about how you're not interesting enough to keep around forever. That's why in the end he's going to be with me over you, and I will become the one who shares his last name. This kind of timing, though, you guys had to have done more with one another before today, right? He and I did so much together, all in order to get this wedding put together. Why would he do that if he knew he never wanted to marry me? I'm sure he just chose this kind of timing in order to make it clear to you that he doesn't want you anymore. This was all his plan, after all. He told me he dreamed of doing something like this one day. What the heck? By the way, what part have you been playing in all of this? Are you saying that you just let me think that he was going to marry me when you knew something else was going on? I thought you were my friend this whole time. What? You're asking me what part I've been playing? Oh, don't make me laugh. I was having a blast watching you fall deeply in love with Alan without ever knowing his true intentions. I have been looking forward to this day for a while now. So this whole time that I've been dating Alan, working with Alan, making plans with Alan, you've stood by my side laughing at me behind my back? Yeah, that's absolutely right. You went and helped out Alan's job a lot, and because of that, he's now on track to making it big in this world. He has all kinds of accomplishments now, and soon he'll have all kinds of money flowing in for me to use. And when that company comes from his papa later on, oh boy, will I be able to do whatever the hell I want. Thank you so much for working your butt off like that in order to make our lives better. Now I'll finally be able to take my place as his wife and live freely with all his money. No frickin' way. Hey, tell me something. On those days that Alan was coming home late from work and would have to go on those short business trips, was he with you during those days? Were you both going out on dates and such and sleeping together? We sure are. You are 100% correct, actually. In order to meet with me, he'd set aside some time by lying to you about being at work still, or having to leave town for a bit. And while he was out having fun with me in a physical way, you'd still be working your butt off in order to push him ahead. You know, I said thank you to him for tricking you into doing all of that for us while he was still on me. You're such a sad soul. I see. So I've been getting played by the both of you this whole time then. Oh, don't worry about it, okay? You still have a place to sleep today and tomorrow, all right? For both days, in order to have a place to stay, we got you a VIP suite in this hotel. Consider that the very least we could do in order to say thanks to you. We got this massive room together for you where you can relax and think about what you'll do next with yourself. So please, go and forget all these terrible memories from today and have as much fun as a single loser like yourself can have there. What the actual heck? You're just talking about the room that he and I had planned on staying in after our wedding tomorrow. It's the same room I'm going to be heading to right now. Bingo! And now you can stay there all by yourself. He and I will be getting a different place to stay now, so you won't have to worry about us. Oh, and if you feel like it's too big for you to enjoy on your own, there's a bar downstairs where I'm sure you can pick up a desperate man. You are such a jerk, Mila.
Now that you've heard everything from her, I can say that I am making Mila my wife now. You can go ahead and forget about me now and go find a happy life of your own.
Alan, after all you'd done with me, this is the way you wanted to end things? By taking the hand of my best friend behind my back?
There was no other choice, all right? Mila happens to be both sexy and cute. When she came to me flirting, there was no way a man like myself could turn her away. You're pretty good looking yourself, but I mean, you have no personality at all, and that sucks.
What? What do you mean by that?
Perhaps I should be saying you're too good of a kid. You do all your chores perfectly, and all of your cooking is the best. In bed, you're very quiet and reserved, but to a man, that is just boring. After being with you for a bit, I got tired of the same old from you. Understand?
So that's how you've always thought of me? But if that was the case, then why didn't you leave me sooner? Why would you choose now to show me your true feelings?
She was asking me to make this breakup leave lasting memories for you. So when you think about it that way, this was the best timing to leave you with some wild memories, right? That's why this worked out perfectly for both her and I. And when it comes to her, we've already met one another's family and are totally ready to get married. I know I made up some lies in order to not meet with your family at all, and this is the reason why. So, there you go.
No way, Alan. How could you do something so...
Thinking of something like this is just like her, right? And now that you're aware of things, go ahead and enjoy that VIP suite all by yourself. Tomorrow, her and I will be taking over the wedding plans and having one of our own. Let's all have a freaking blast then!
For some reason, you were completely screwed in the head, Alan. I overlooked that, I guess. But now it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm going to do as I please, just like you've asked me to. This dress that I have on for the wedding today looks so freaking good on my slim-waisted body. Originally, you would be the one wearing this dress today, right? Sorry for stealing your husband, who just so happens to be the son of a CEO, away from you the day before your wedding. His papa's going to be paying $300,000 for this wedding, so even a loser like you should come here and see it. I want you to see what an all-natural and sexy woman looks like in this dress. Oh, so you haven't had a look at the news yet? What? What was on the news? Does anything that was on there have to do with what I'm talking about now? Oh, well, if you don't think anything on the news has to do with your wedding today, then so be it. Please, go ahead with that affluent wedding you've put together today. Huh? What's going on here? Are you going to be a sore loser about this now? Please, come out to the wedding today so you can view what a real woman looks like in this wedding dress. I've really enjoyed staying in this VIP suite you guys prepared for me and had a wonderful breakfast while thinking some things over. But I don't think I'm going to stay another night here, so I'm heading home. Once I have everything together, I'll give you a shout. What? So you're not coming to the wedding then? I know you're playing tough right now, but I can tell how much you've been crying. You poor thing. I'll make sure to send you the pictures from today's wedding later, especially those of my perfect body in this little tight dress. Please look forward to them, okay? Sure, I will. I'm really looking forward to hearing your sob story later on as well when the time comes. Did you know about all of this? What the hell is going on here? Answer your phone right now. Things aren't as bad as you probably think they are right now, so calm down. I don't have the ability to see the future myself, but I know that things aren't going to end with you dying or anything like that soon. And as for the company, I'm not really sure what's going to be happening with it now, after, you know. And you couldn't have expected me to know that the CEO was both embezzling and evading his taxes that whole time, right? That's the thing, though. You had to have known. What the hell is going to happen now because of that? I finally took a look at the news. Like you said, there's been this massive scandal that just got uncovered at the company. Right. I was just as shocked as you are now when I saw that. When I was having breakfast this morning in the room, I saw that story come on the news and I lost my appetite. All I could think about was how this would play a major problem in your guys' marriage. Does this mean that $300,000 wedding you're supposed to have now just vanished?
You're lying, right? We already had the wedding and are now preparing for the after party. I started to call Alan's papa about this to see what was going on, but he never answered me and his voicemail box is full. And right now, as I'm texting you, I can hear people murmuring about how something bad has happened.
I'm so sorry for what you've been dragged into. Really sucks, doesn't it? You finally got your chance to marry the son of a very wealthy CEO, yet that company is close to falling apart, so there wasn't really any meaning to marrying him after all. But you're his wife now, right? Which means as his wife, you're going to have to be there to support both him and his parents. Good luck to the both of you as a newlywed couple.
There is no way this can be happening. You knew all about this before today.
Like I was saying, I can't see into the future. Therefore, I had no idea this was going to be happening today. How would I have known? You were the ones who wanted to get married, right? I was never a part of the plan in Alan's world, so it's up to you now to try and survive. Good luck!
Sarah, have you been doing all right? I just wanted to say, this has to do with what's been happening to us here. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right now I'm mentally destroyed by what's happened. To think that my father would be someone who'd do that.
Are you just wanting to text me now to talk about how you're feeling? I don't care about you at all, so...
Don't say something as heartless as that, Sarah. I've been thinking about you a lot now. I think that I need to get back together with you now. I want to get back together with you. I can finally see that I've needed you by my side this whole time.
Congratulations on that realization. But I realized I never needed someone like you by mine, so could you stop talking to me for the rest of time now? I don't like the fact that you're only coming back to me now after realizing your situation has gone crappy.
Don't say things like that. You had always been there to help me out, right?
And that was because back then I really believed that you had loved me and wanted to spend the rest of your life with me. But you ended up choosing Mila over me, right? Which means I no longer want anything to do with you now.
Stop holding that kind of a grudge against me. I'm telling you now that you're the one for me and always have been, right? Shouldn't you want to just come back and be at my side again? I honestly still do love you and want to make you my wife.
I really freaking hate idiots like you who think they can just change how they feel about people on the dot. I already found you a dang disgrace by going out with one of my best friends behind my back, but now this crap? Cut it out thinking that you mean anything to me right now at all.
It couldn't be helped though, right? She's such a sexy woman that it was hard to look away from her. It's not my fault that you're not very fun to be with, so how about you take some of the blame for it?
If that's how you thought of me, then you should have left me when you found her and never bothered with me again, right? Why did you think it was okay to cheat on me with her and get away with it?
Because you were always there to help out with my job in all kinds of ways. I would never have to say anything because you'd always have food ready for me right when I felt hungry, and you'd always have the bath ready for me when I came home. But when I had to start living with her, I realized that not all women can do the things you could. She's useless.
Well, that's how that girl always seemed to me. She hates doing things like chores and would always tell me about how she'd have others do them for her.
The only thing worthwhile about her is her looks and nothing else. She hasn't even tried coming around to help me with my work any.
I think most people don't want to help others with their work unless there is something in it for them.
Then why were you always helping me out with mine?
That's because as your lover, I wanted to see you succeed in life. I knew that you were already trying your best to achieve your goals and that you wanted to get to the top as fast as you could. That, Alan, made me want to help you and get you to live those dreams.
So you thought about my work and me that way? I'll do my best again, all right? I will never let you run away from me again. I'll put all my effort back into work and make it to the top like you wanted to see me do. So would you please come back to me?
I have no reason to accept that blood-covered invitation from you. I am over you now and will never be coming back. Also, the way you handled things was just screwed up. You went and came out about how you had been cheating on me with another woman, my friend, the day before our wedding. And you both sat there enjoying the pain that I was in, stating that it was all a part of her plan that you just went along with. I am not some weak woman who would want to go back to an abuser like you. What you did to me really opened my eyes to the kind of trash you both are. Being in that VIP suite helped me settle down and look forward towards my own future.
What the heck? Why won't you come back? You were so in love with me before and should be at my door right now.
That's because back then I trusted that you loved me as much as I loved you. But in reality, that couldn't have been farther from the truth. I never thought that the man I wanted to make my husband would be the kind of disgusting filth that puts his hands on his fiancé's friend behind her back and later tells her about it right before their big day.
I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for that now, so...
I don't need your empty apologies anymore. What I want is a settlement paid off by the both of you. You'll make sure to pay me every penny that I'm owed, right?
What? Wait, I can't pay you a settlement. Did you not hear about what happened from Mila? The wedding cost close to $300,000, and my father's company is going to collapse now after the news. If we both have to pay you a settlement after both of those things...
I didn't hear about any of that from her, but that's what I assumed was going to happen. But those two things have nothing to do with me and the settlements I'm asking for. I want you both to pay me for the damages you've caused. That's all I ask. And if it takes time for you to do so, then so be it.
You can't do that to us. Hold on a second. This is the whole reason why I want you to come back to me now. So please, don't talk about some settlement.
I have no plans of ever going back to you again. Now that you're 110% aware of that, or at least should be, don't ever come wanting to talk to me again. I'm getting myself a lawyer, and you'll have to talk with them before speaking to me. So when you have more you'd like to say, tell them and they'll relay that message to me. Please and thank you. Lila, what did you think you were doing, coming at me like that? You said you wanted to come and apologize to me in person for what you'd done. But when I came to see you, you made an attempt at pushing me down those stairs, yet ended up falling down them yourself instead. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't have any words left to say to you now after almost being harmed by you.
Shut the hell up. Why did you come out unharmed? Why did this have to happen to me?
You've always been horrible at things like sports, so that attempt you made on me was sad to watch. Don't you remember how I was always playing sports back in the day and have been very good at all of them? When you came at me trying to trip and send me down those stairs, all I had to do was step aside from your lethargic movements and watch you tumble. I didn't think it would happen so quickly, though. Must have been those huge-ass heels you were in that caused you to trip.
And don't you feel bad for me now after that happened? I had to sit by and watch as the company Alan should be taking over soon falls apart. And as his papa, who has all that money, gets taken to court case after court case paying off all those fines he received. And we've been told to pay off that whole $300,000 wedding by ourselves. We're already having to go through all of this torture, yet you're coming in now asking us to pay you some settlements? Who the hell do you think you are?
I have the right to those settlements. Think about what you and Alan did to me. You both were having an affair behind my back, and the day before our wedding, you guys came out about the fact that you were stealing him from me, right? You then started talking crap about me, thinking you'd won, and even took that rental dress I had and wore it in the wedding. I like to think the reason you're going through hell right now is because of that god-awful behavior of yours. Yet now you're crying about the fact that I'm asking for settlement money from the both of you? And were willing to try and kill me at those stairs because of it? If anything, I should be the one pushing you down a flight of stairs for having stolen your best friend's fiancé.
I had no other choice, all right? He was the one that chose me. He just chose to have me and toss you aside is all. Not my fault that you weren't good enough to keep him around.
By the way, you are aware, right? Alan realized that he should have me by his side and has been begging me to come back to him, right?
What? What do you mean by that?
Oh, so then you haven't been aware of this then. I feel so bad for you now, but this has been the kind of man Alan's always been. I'm sure you'll be in a lot more trouble, though, because of him, since you both only just got married to one another.
Wait a sec, what are you talking about? Are you being serious right now?
Well, of course I'm being serious about this. I wouldn't be lying to you about him now when neither of you mean anything to me besides your money.
That asshole! Is he really stabbing me in the back now?
I mean, that's the kind of man you were wanting him to be, right? He did just what you wanted and completely threw his fiancée away just to have himself a new woman that he could marry. And the fruits of that labor are this. All he really is a man with a bit of family money and a company he was supposed to be getting. He knew that himself, so when a woman better looking than me came along that flirted with him, he had no control over his feelings that told him to jump to you. And that made him forget just how ugly he really is and why this all hurts much more for him now.
No way. So then, he was never into me because he really loved me?
He's the kind of spineless man that gets all worked up over any woman that shows him some attention. And when he noticed that you had such a good face and body, he saw himself as lucky. But when it comes to something like marriage, you both are definitely not meant for one another, because he is just as selfish as you are.
What? What are you trying to say here?
He likes someone who will flirt and praise him all the time, cook for him all the time, do the chores for him all the time, and do his work for him all the time. He wants someone that will do all of those things for him while looking good. But with you being just as selfish as him, that was never going to work out. Even I could never be selfless enough to work with him, though, when married, and I've now learned that. The only reason I was able to do everything for him while dating is because I loved him. However, you don't have the same strength that I do.
I can't do things like housework for him, and I don't want him bringing things like work home with him.
Normally, he's not that great of an employee, but when he had me around, I was able to get him to focus on his work and succeed. But how are things now with him now that I'm gone? He's not doing so well at that company anymore, right?
That's right. So everything he'd achieved was all because of you? In other words, the man that I fell in love with was the man you had made? And when you vanished from underneath him, the man I loved became no more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sure your attempt on my life was you trying to threaten me into not asking for a settlement from you guys, but now it's only going to muddy your path even further. There were witnesses to what you did, and you can be labeled as a criminal now. Which means I'm definitely not going to take back any settlements. I have the police on the way right now, so be ready for that fun mess.
Wait! Don't tell me you've actually called the police on me. That would be insane of you to do that to your friend. It was just a small threat is all. Hey, can we please talk about this in person one more time?
You're not going to get me to stop asking for this settlement from you, Mila. And when I came to talk with you about it today, you tried to push me down those stairs, right? Now there is no chance of me forgiving either one of you for what you've done. I'm going to send you both down to the gates of hell, where you can sit and wait for whatever horrible fate awaits you. From there, I made sure to have the police come and get Mila, and from there, she was taken away in an ambulance to the hospital for treatment. I talked with the police for a little bit and told them my story, along with the few witnesses that saw what happened, before going home to my parents' house to relax and forget about everything. On her way to the hospital, Mila called Alan while in the ambulance, handcuffed to the stretcher, asking him if it was true that he wanted me back and thought of her as useless, and when he told her the truth, she broke down in tears. She became so upset before getting to the hospital that she wouldn't stop thrashing around on her stretcher, and one of the EMTs had to give her a sedative to calm her down a bit. After being treated at the hospital for injuries ranging from a broken ankle to a couple of broken ribs, Mila was then taken into custody by the police and taken to the police station for questioning. There they learned of her true intentions for trying to push me down those stairs and would have her stay in the county jail overnight as she couldn't really do much with the pain she was in anyway. The next day she was charged with attempted murder and assault and would be sentenced to 5 years in prison, as well as 5 more years of parole. When it comes to what happened with Alan, he came to me on his hands and knees, begging for me to go back to him. He also came with the money I had asked for in the settlement and paid it off right then and there. He then went and brought up the fact that his wife was no longer around anymore, having been taken away, and needed someone to come home with him and care for his needs. But of course I wasn't going to ever be doing that, and I told him I was cutting ties, and that he should never come looking for me again unless he wanted to end up like Mila. He would continue to bug me for a few more days over text, and when I had finally had enough enjoyment reading all of his sob stories, I blocked him and deleted his contact info. I want for the both of those bastards to learn what all they did wrong here and have to regret everything they've done while living in suffering for the rest of their lives. Seriously, I do not care about what happens to either of those two and will never be thinking about them again.
Hey, Susie! I was just wondering if you were coming over with Andrew later today. I'm only asking because I actually just ran out of coffee at the house and was wondering if you could pick me up some on your way over.
Are you really asking me to run little errands for you after I've just gotten engaged?
I only asked for you to do something since you'd be on the way. I mean, are you going to want coffee when you get over here? Actually, now that you mention it though, maybe pick up some other drinks so that we can all celebrate too. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Oh, right. And also, I placed an order at the one chicken place that's on the way from your place to here, so go ahead and stop there and get that for me too. And also, after that, can you go to the corner store across the street from the house and get me a couple packs of cigarettes?
Hold on just a second. Andrew and I were coming over to the house so that we could celebrate us getting engaged. I'm not trying to be rude, but I feel like we're kind of like guests in this moment. So maybe you could not ask us to run all these errands?
Oh yeah! That reminds me. You should also go and pick up something for us to have as dessert, too.
Okay, fine. I'll go and get all your stuff, but that means that I probably won't be able to make it over for at least another hour.
Wow. I still just can't believe that you're getting married. I mean, you've been single your whole life. I was starting to think that you were never going to find anyone.
Well, it's not like I wanted to be single that whole time. But yes, I feel very lucky that I found someone who I want to marry now. What about you, Maggie? Are you seeing anyone or anything like that?
Nah, I don't want to get married because then that means I'd have to move out of Mom and Dad's place. Besides, I've actually really been enjoying my job and don't want to get married at the moment.
I see. But I feel like you've always kind of been like that, right? I guess we're all different though, so it's not a big deal.
Well, what about you and Andrew? You guys have only been dating for less than a year, right? Are you sure that he's the one?
I mean, it's a bit too late to be asking me that question now, don't you think? But yes, I'm very sure that he's the one. He's just so kind of honest.
Is that really what you think? Because I know that I've only met him once before, but thought he was kind of shady, to be honest.
You thought that Andrew was shady? How so? What makes you say that?
I guess I don't really have any proof of what I meant, but I guess maybe just looking at his style? But also because you two just haven't been dating all that long, you know? I guess I'm just not sure why you two are engaged.
Maggie, what are you talking about? You aren't honestly this worried about him, are you? I mean, we've already arranged our wedding venue and everything.
Well, that's why I think that you should make sure this is something you want to do before it's too late. I'm just giving my third-person perspective as a single woman. I mean, how many nice and honest men do you really think are out there in the world?
I'm not going to pretend like Andrew is perfect or anything. He has things that I'd like him to work on, of course. But I think that hopefully, after we come over tonight, you'll have had a chance to get to know him a little better.
I certainly hope so. But just don't be upset when my intuition turns out to be right.
Well, thank you for your input, but I guess we'll see after tonight, won't we? Andrew, just what the heck is going on? Are you drunk right now?
Of course I'm not drunk. This is just what we call having a little buzz. But anyway, let me just make one thing clear to you, okay? You're way past your prime, and you need to realize that I'm doing you a favor by getting married to you. I just want you to know that I'm a catch who could have whoever he wants, and I still chose you.
Is that... Andrew? You don't really feel that way about us, do you?
Of course that's how I really feel about us. The only reason I'm marrying you in the first place is because I figured it'll make my life easier to have someone to clean the house while I'm at work. Why do you think I ended up choosing someone like you? You really ought to be thanking me more often for this, you know?
But I just... How could you say those same words in front of my whole family? Especially after we just got engaged to be married.
And just what are they gonna do about it? They can't touch a hair on my head. I'm rich, remember? I even gave you that huge birthday present, but it wasn't any sweat off my brow. My whole family's stinking rich.
Andrew, are you even listening to yourself right now? I don't care if you're drunk or sober. What you're saying right now is just not acceptable.
Well, excuse me for getting honest when I get drunk. You know, I wasn't even gonna say anything to you about any of this, but now that we're engaged to be married, I guess that I could just come out and level with you.
You're terrible. I had no idea that you were such an awful person. I thought you were kind and sweet and honest about who you are.
What are you saying? That I'm not any of those things? I could be all those things, but I just wanted to let you know how I'm really feeling on the inside as well. And since we're going to be getting married, I just thought that I might tell you how I feel about us getting married is all.
I don't believe this. Even when we were alone, just the two of us, you never used to act this way with me. But to think that you would talk that way about me in front of my own parents, say that I was just a leftover woman who no one would ever want.
There you go again, getting upset with me for just being honest with you. If you're worried about upsetting your parents, then just your existence was enough to do that.
You really are just the worst. I don't know what I ever saw in you. I knew that you had a bit of a problem with your drinking that I was hoping we could address over the years. But I don't even think you're all that drunk right now.
I told you that all I'm doing is speaking the truth. But come and try and blame me because you don't like what you're hearing. If anything, you should be grateful to me for being so honest with you. I mean, do you really not think that I couldn't get a younger girl to marry me if I wanted? Do you really think you were my only choice?
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that I am way too good for you, but I chose you anyway, and so you ought to be thanking me for doing so every single day.
But why should I have to thank you? A marriage should be a partnership between equals, not some kind of business transaction.
What are you, 5 years old or something? Do you really think that's ever how marriage has been? Besides, the fact of the matter is that my family is stinking rich and your family is dirt poor. I work for a huge company and you're just a lowly wage slave at some tiny office. On every level, I am just better than you. If I wanted to, I could cancel our engagement, kick you to the curb, and no one would ever want to marry you ever again. But I could just go out and find a million girls willing to date me. Basically, it's not just you, but your whole family who should be kissing my shoes for the favor that I'm doing you all right now. But more than you, I just feel bad for your sister. She's so ugly that I can't see anyone, even someone as nice as me, lowering their standards to date her. So basically, I'm the only chance your family has to marry into a much better one. You all ought to have a little shrine to me with your little beads and stuff, you know?
Andrew, are you not embarrassed even slightly to be talking like this?
It isn't like I want to be saying all this to you, but you just gotta realize that I'm just gonna give you the harsh truth about us. You aren't really gonna try and blame me for being real with you, are ya? Anyways, I think I'm gonna go to bed now, and when we move, we're gonna get a much better bed, got it?
I really just can't even believe you right now.
Well, you better start too, and you better fix your attitude too. You're almost 40 and are marrying someone like me. Don't ever forget just how much you owe me for my kindness. Oh, and tell your parents that I want them to start showing much more respect too.
If this is the way that you're going to behave, then I don't even want to get married, Andrew.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I don't want to marry you. You're a jerk, and I don't want to spend my life with you. Tomorrow we are going to start the process of canceling all of our wedding plans.
Whoa, settle down there. You can't be serious, right? Don't you realize what you're throwing away by doing this?
I can't see how I'm doing anything but saving my life from being controlled by you for doing this. I'm just glad that I found out the kind of person that you really are before it was too late.
Hold on a sec, you can't actually be serious about this, right? You really want to spend the rest of your life alone?
It would be better than spending the rest of it married to a total jerk like you. I'd rather spend the rest of my days all alone than have to ever be married to you, you jerk.
You old cow, you'll regret this. Nobody treats me like this. I'm gonna go to bed now, and tomorrow you better be here bright and early to apologize to me. You're probably just starting menopause and getting emotional or something. I'll give you some time to calm down.
I don't even know what to say to that, Andrew.
Hey, where are you? I thought I told you to be here this morning. You're not really gonna cancel all of our wedding plans, are you? You're supposed to be here apologizing to me.
And just what would they even accomplish now that I know the kind of person that you really are? Do you even realize just how badly you upset me yesterday?
Wait, no, hold on. I was drunk, okay? You can't actually be mad at me. You know that I wasn't being serious when I said that kind of stuff, but I'm being honest now when I say I didn't mean it, you know?
I already told you. I don't care whether you were drunk or sober. I am not going to forgive you for what you did.
But I just, look, I think I was just a little clumsy with my words. It was your sister, yeah, she was the one who kept pouring me all those drinks. This is her fault.
You know, Maggie has always been suspicious of you ever since she first met you. But I just couldn't see what she was seeing. But now I see what she did, and I've had enough of you. You're just the worst! I want you out of the house, right now!
But oh god, you're kidding me. Well, fine then, okay? We won't get married, how do you like that? But just know that nobody's ever gonna want to marry you ever again.
Hey, Andrew! Super sorry to bug you, but this is Maggie. I just wanted to say that I was thinking about it yesterday and I realized you're also a dude way past his prime, aren't you? I mean, aren't you in your 40s already?
Excuse me?
I just mean that you keep going on about what an amazing catch you are and how you could have anyone you want, right?
What the heck? Since when is any of that your business, huh? I'll have you know that I'm the best worker in my entire office. And all the young ladies that work there love me, thank you very much.
Wow, that is actually kind of sad if you really believe that. I mean, you may be in your 40s, but it's like your brain is stuck in middle school. Maybe you should go and get some therapy for all that unchecked narcissism that you seem to have.
You little brats, how dare you talk to me like that? Do you even know who I am?
Not really, no, should I? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're just some guy with a bad sense of style and nasty drinking habit.
You little punk, how dare you talk to me like that? Who do you think you are?
Are you even older than 40? You don't seem to know who you are, or I am. Maybe you have Alzheimer's. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you some news.
What the heck are you going on about this time? What news are you talking about?
Well, I recorded a little video of the rant that you went on last night. The video and audio is all super clear.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, I filmed you talking to my family about what an amazing guy you were and how lucky Susie was to have you since no one would ever want to marry her. Anyways, I took that video and went ahead and uploaded it on all my channels.
What do you mean? Why would you do something like that?
Well, while you were giving that little speech, I asked how you'd like it if the whole internet knew you were saying this. You said that you didn't care if you went viral because it just meant that more women would fall in love with you. So you basically gave me permission to do what I did.
But that's not fair, okay? I was drunk yesterday. You can't just take things I've said like that as my consent.
Were you really even that drunk? You started that rant as soon as we all said cheers and started on our first drinks. I really don't think that a guy your age and in your shape is getting that drunk off one little sip.
You take down that video right this instant, I am serious. That isn't the person who I really am.
Ah, okay. I guess I'll look into that. See ya!
Well, it's done. All of our wedding plans are canceled and I've gotten rid of your ring. From here on out, you were nothing to me.
You won't get away with this. I've already told everyone that I'm getting married. We made reservations. What am I supposed to do about all that?
I canceled what I had booked under my name and I recommend that you do the same. You might be able to get out of paying any heavy fees if you do it all right now.
You think I'm gonna pay a cent to anyone if there isn't gonna be a wedding? Besides, you call off the engagement, you pay.
I can do that. But then I suppose I can collect the money back from you, yes?
What are you talking about?
I mean, with that video of you out there now, I just think it'd be wise to settle with me now.
I don't believe it. You can't be serious, right?
Well, just think of what would happen if your job found out that you behaved this way. You would probably be fired, right? So you can either pay me all the money I've just spent canceling my things, or I can send this to your office.
You can't be serious. You wouldn't do something like that, would you?
I haven't yet, but I have no problem in doing so.
Oh, come on. You're really gonna come after my job, too? Why would you do that? Okay, fine. The wedding is off and I'll pay whatever fees there are. Just please don't send that video to my office.
Alright, well, I don't actually have any control of that. In fact, I think Maggie has been doing her best to make the video go viral.
But then, what's going on?
What's going on is that you might notice all the young women in the office who you thought were in love with you are actually going to be disgusted by you now.
You old cow, you think this is really gonna fix anything for you? You'll still die all alone!
Maybe, but I can't see things going much better for you, so have a nice life. After that, we finally kicked Andrew out of my parents' house where this had all taken place. Andrew tried to quit his company before the video reached anyone there, but it had already spread all over the internet and he ended up quitting his job in shame. After that, it came to light that several women in the office had filed complaints with HR about harassment from Andrew. Losing his job didn't mean that Andrew was off the hook yet, though, as he still had to pay all the cancellation fees. The bills piled so high that one night, he drove off and moved away. I hear that he just went to go hide at his parents' house, though. This was all years ago, though, and I've since found a new boyfriend who just proposed to me. He even got the seal of approval from my sister, and I can't wait to be married to him.